slides.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, we can talk about this. Are you starting now? Good evening. Good evening and welcome to our Christmas Eve candlelight service, pandemic style. It's great to have you with us, even if it's only digitally. We wish you were here in the sanctuary, all huddled together with your candles poised. But this is reality right now. We're just grateful that you're here with us tonight or whenever you're watching. And I'm grateful, too, for those who are with us this evening in the sanctuary. Daniel Goodsit in the AV closet and John Forsyth standing by. We have one special guest in the sanctuary, Chris Sachs. And we're especially grateful for our musicians tonight, the Stu Shelton Trio, Stu at piano, Patricia Dean on the drums, and Scott Smith on the bass. You won't see them, but you will hear them, and you already have heard them in the run-up to the beginning of the service. Also, our special guests, Nadia Marshall, soprano, and Peter Fankovic on the piano. We welcome both of them back. Nadia's been with us every Christmas for the last 3 years or 4. And Peter, many of you know from being our music director before Lan Lam arrived. And it's great to have him back for one night. And I'm especially grateful for our worship associate, Patsy Sachs, and I'll turn it over to her.
Good evening, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Greater Naples. My name is Patsy Sachs, and I'm happy to be greeting you on this Christmas Eve. If you're new to our congregation, thank you for being here. We invite you to email our congregational administrator at office@uunaples.org so that we can include you on a regular basis for our news blast, which relate all of the excellent things that are going on here at our congregation. We would love to get to know you and would love for you to get to know us. You'll find that this is a place where we all are encouraged to grow spiritually in fellowship and with others. Through worship and online opportunities that offer education, reflection, and discussion. We try to do this all in the spirit of love and acceptance, reaching out with our hearts, offering mutual support in times of separation. I hope you have a candle ready to light. While this is the point with which we would usually talk about candle safety, here in the sanctuary this year you're on your own. And though we can't enjoy the wonder of sharing the flame and lifting up our candles together at the end of Silent Night, we can do so in spirit. Now, let us center our hearts and minds as Peter and Nadia share this evening's prelude.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. Thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of a star sweetly gleaming, here came the wise men from the Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lonely manger, in all our trials born to be a friend. He knows our need. He guarded us from danger. Behold your King before the lowly band. Behold your King before the lowly
O holy night. It used to be that stars had meaning and purpose. Great myths represented in constellation, Cassiopeia and Orion. Trusty reminders of seasons and cycles, the Pleiades and Cepheus. Steady beacons for courageous travelers, the North Star and the Southern Cross. They say a star brought kings together from distant and disparate lands, each in search of a champion for peace. On this holy night, it is time to ask again, which stories will carry us forward? How can we hold more closely to the wisdom and rhythms of the earth? And what star will we follow into an unknown future? Please join me in the chalice lighting response on your screen. In the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment, we gather this day. May the flame we now kindle be to us a symbol of the unity we seek. And let's join in singing our opening carol, O Come All Ye Faithful.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exultation. us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord.
The reading tonight is entitled Come Christmas by Reverend Maureen Killoran. No one is ever really ready for Christmas. If we were really all prepared, if every gift we'd contemplated had been obtained, if every present was beautifully beribboned, if all the goodies our friends deserved were baked and cool and stored just so, if each and every person we love was gathered for our celebration, if we never snapped at anyone we care about, nor stopped short of being all that we could be, if our minds were 100% loving and our hearts were 100% generous, they truly would be ready, and truly we wouldn't need Christmas quite so much. So come, Christians, Christmas, most needed of seasons, come with the reminder that love does not depend on perfection, but on willingness to risk connection. Come into the unready manger of our hearts, that we may feel the warmth of new life, and give flesh to the promise of hope that cries to bring healing into our world. Come Christmas, come love, come hope.
I seek the spirit of a child who meets life naturally, the child who sings the world alive and greets the morning sun with glee. Children are real beyond all art. May I see joy's a gift to our heart. I seek the freedom of a child who loves instinctively, who lights our day with just a smile and shines that light on all we see. Children are real beyond all fears. May I see hope's a gift to our tears. I seek the wonder of a child who sees delightfully, now clouds in cloud, now golden sun, imaginations true and free. Children are real beyond our lives. May I see faith's a gift to our eyes.
Imagine yourself as a young child trying to recreate a scene that you know through story. Think about how you built a model railroad or created a dollhouse, a scene in a dollhouse, or that's the spirit of the child. For me, it was this manger scene on a cold gray slab of marble above a fireplace. Each year, the scene got more dramatic, more elaborate. By the end, there was a mountain of rocks behind the manger and greenery and plastic plants. I imagined a wandering couple finding this lowly manger and being grateful for its warmth and cover. The town of Bethlehem around them, a stop at the inn. It was, for me, a playing out of my wonder of the story. So join me, if you will, in a meditation of sorts. Sight and sounds, in the spirit of a child, a young child trying to recreate a wondrous place on the top of a mantelpiece. Let's enjoy our time through Bethlehem and with the shepherds and angels and magi. Imagine how close the stars seemed to those shepherds in the fields outside Bethlehem. Imagine the wonder they already felt in their closeness to the universe, the world around them. Imagine yourself standing under a sky full of clouds and the wonder of the heavens. It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old. I was never too sure about this part of the story, about the angels. But it was a story, and there was wonder in it. As we grow older, if we allow, the wonder of a child can morph into the wonder of an adult if we but let it. Understanding the power of a message of hope and peace and love. And for me, the wise men, the magi, pushed the story over the top. Who were these people who came from so far, who understood in their wisdom, perhaps, the power of possibility and love? Traveling far to find their star and discover its power. Every Christmas Eve, we ask for your generosity in supporting an organization with whom we partner. This year is no different. This is our third year in relationship with Legal Aid Services of Collier County. an organization that does pro bono legal work for so many different people in need. Their work spans the realm of legal concerns. The work that we hope to sponsor is their work in immigration justice and their care, concern, and effort on behalf of many people who have been held, incarcerated, in their hopes that they can remain here in the United States with their families. Their work continues through the pandemic. They've been offering help as well they can with issues around housing and homelessness. We're grateful for their work, and we hope that you will support them. If you would, write a check to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Greater Naples and put on the memo line Christmas Eve. All your donations will be sent to Legal Aid Services of Collier County. If you press the donate button on our webpage, we'll figure that out too. So for the ongoing work of our partner organization, Legal Aid Services of Collier County, this evening's offering will be greatly appreciated. And so the Magi came and laid their gifts at the feet of the babe, gold and frankincense and myrrh, honoring the child born under the star of hope. And they departed, heading home by another way. But the story doesn't end there. And because this child, this baby, Jesus, grew to his fullest potential to become a great leader and a great teacher, who in the spirit of love challenged the thinking of his time and all the time since then. And because of that, the story is never ending. And even those who surrounded the babe on that dark yet starry night, from the kings to the animals in the manger, each of them has a timeless story to tell, stories that have flowed across the years and provided people of all ages with food for thought. Like the wandering couple, Mary and Joseph, Mary full with child, who made their way through a difficult journey and an uncertain arrival. Like them, can we too see that our greatest joys can issue forth from our greatest trials? From the harried innkeeper with his house full of demanding guests, can we see that even in our extreme busyness, time and energy can still be given to help the stranger in need? From the lumbering beasts in the stable, aware perhaps more than we of the seasons and cycles, can we find in their stillness the lesson that there are times when we simply need to bear witness to the wonder and glory, the unfathomable glories of life? And the shepherds, who were at first so afraid, were then taken by curiosity and wonder, and then so moved with their great excitement to spread the good word. Like these humble shepherds, can we see our way through our own fears to the possibility of becoming more aware, more involved with what's happening around us? From the Magi, those wise travelers from strange and distant lands who followed their hearts to an unknown wonder, can we too find the courage to follow our own stars, even if journey's end is not so sure? And like the angels, can we too find voice and move beyond our own sphere to cry peace to a troubled world? Because these questions don't yet have final answers, the story continues. Not to be put away at the end of the day tomorrow, but to be wrestled with and lived by each one of us in all the days and weeks and years of our lives. The message from the great teacher is that all the answers start with love. There is no other way. For despite whatever darkness may engulf us, each one of us is born under a star of hope. And when guided by love, each one of us has within the potential to change the world. So a little later, when we raise our candles after singing Silent Night, think of that flame as your star of hope, and may it carry you forth into a new and glorious year.
Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice greatly. and he shall speak peace unto the heathens. He shall speak peace. He shall speak peace. Peace. He shall speak peace unto the
This is when being here in the sanctuary feels really strange. I think of you all at home, hopefully enjoying a wonderful repast on Christmas Eve, comfortable, perhaps missing family. This is when we would begin to pass the flame before we sing Silent Night. And so I hope that you will find a candle if you don't already have one ready and light it. Light your own candle and perhaps that of a family member. And let's sing together Silent Night.
Silent night, holy night,
when the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the magi are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to feed the hungry, to heal the broken, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among all people, to make music in the heart. Let's sing together again. Joy to the world.
Joy to the world, the word is come. Let earth with praises ring. Let every heart prepare your room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven, nature sing. Joy to the earth, now gladness reigns. Hearts their brands employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy.
It's been so good to have you with us tonight. So glad you could be with us. Grateful for you and your life. So grateful, too, for those who have been present this evening. Daniel Goodsit, John Forsyth, Patsy Sachs, and our musicians, Stu Shelton, Patricia Dean, Scott Smith, Nadia Marshall, and Peter Fankovic. Thank you all for your wondrous work. So now go out into the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all beings. And have a wonderful new year. Good night, everybody.